Welcome to the Kite Design Plan activity. In this activity, you're going to become a geometry-powered kite designer. We'll use math vocabulary to design a kite using triangles and quadrilaterals. You'll learn how to recognize and name different shapes, sketch your own kite, and explain how geometry helps make your design both functional and beautiful. For this activity, these are some of the materials you may want to use. You may want to use white construction paper, colored construction paper, sticky labels, a ruler, crayons, pencil sharpener, eraser, scissors, a geometry set, tape, and clear glue. To start, we're going to cover some of the shapes that our kite design might use. On this orange piece of construction paper, I'm going to cover triangles, and on this green piece of construction paper, I will cover quadrilaterals. So we're going to start with triangles, and we're going to sort triangles in two ways, by their angles and by their sides. We're going to draw all types of triangles. So we're going to draw in a first row here triangles by angles, and then a second row here will be triangles that have different sides. So to get started, we're going to start with a right triangle, and the way we're going to draw this right triangle is we're going to use our ruler here and our pen or pencil. Now remember, we're going to draw 1, 2, 3 triangles here, 1, 2, 3 triangles here. So let's make sure we have space to draw all the triangles. Our first triangle is going to be the right triangle. We're going to draw a base. So one of the sides is going to be a base, and the base is going to be 2 inches. So we'll start like this. Okay, so we have this base here to start drawing that right triangle. So then what we're going to do is we're going to get our protractor here, and this protractor shows us various angles. It starts at 0 here, and then we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. And a right triangle has one angle that is 90 degrees. So we're just gonna go ahead and place the protractor here to kind of get an idea of how we're going to draw this right triangle. So let me go ahead here, and we use this crosshair, so this circle here, to find the point here. So we'll find that point where the line ends, and then this line here, we have to make sure it aligns with the line we drew. Okay, so there we go. So then what this means is that we're going to have another side here that is going to be aligned with this 90 degrees because we're trying to make a right triangle. Okay, so just visualize we're going to draw a line here. All right, so then I'll grab the ruler again here, and I'm going to draw a new side here, keeping in mind how the right angle looks, the 90-degree angle, and we're going to draw this side to be 2 inches as well. There we go. We have 2 inches, 2 inches. This is going to be our 90-degree right angle. And then we're going to close the triangle from here to here. Okay. Before we get started on the next triangle, let's just confirm that we have actually created a right angle a 90-degree angle with this triangle. So let's go grab the protractor again, and like mentioned before, we're going to use this circle here and find the point here, and this line will be in line with this line we drew, and then this other line will be in line with the line we drew here. So we can see, so now we can see closer. We can see that this line started at 0 degrees, and then we went all the way to 90 degrees. And then once we got to 90 degrees, we have this other line here. So we have 90-degree angle. The next triangle we're going to draw is an obtuse triangle. And what that means is that our angle is going to be greater than 90 degrees. So how do we accomplish that? So let's go ahead and start by drawing again a base side that is going to be 2 inches. So we have 2 inches there. Let's grab our protractor just so we can start visualizing what that angle will look like. Again, we look at the circle here so we can find the point here, the ending of the edge. We align this with the line we drew, and then we know that this is 90 degrees, which is a right angle, but for an obtuse triangle, we want something greater. So we know that our line needs to be somewhere over here. It's gonna look a little bit wider. So let's go ahead and draw that. So we're not going to draw something that looks like this. We're going to pass that angle. So we can move the ruler a little bit like this. And then I'll draw a side that is 2 inches. Okay, so we have 2 inches there. Then I will draw another side here to finish the triangle. So we have this angle, and we can visually see that it is larger than 90 degrees, but let's go ahead and confirm that. So I'll grab the protractor again, and again, we know what to do. So we'll place here, and then we'll look at the 90 degrees here, and we can tell that our side goes past the 90 degrees. So we do have an angle that's larger than 90 degrees. And this makes this triangle an obtuse triangle. The next triangle we will be drawing is an acute triangle. So we'll start once again with a base of 2 inches here. 2 inches, okay. So make sure that it is drawn correctly. And grabbing the protractor, we'll visualize around where we want the line to be. So we know that this is 90 degrees, and that's a right triangle. And for an acute triangle, we are trying to make an angle that's less than 90 degrees. So our next side will be somewhere in this area. So let's go ahead and again, we'll draw the next side. Not like this, but we will tilt the ruler in to make the angle smaller. So we have, I'll draw a 2-inch side here, and then I'll close the triangle here. Like this. So if you notice, we have 3 angles here for the acute triangle. 1, 2, 3. All angles should be under 90 degrees. So let's go ahead and check. We use the protractor, and then we align one of these sides with the 0 degree like this. Then we know that 90 degrees is here. Our second line is under the 90 degrees. This angle is actually from here, 0 to 70. So this is a 70-degree angle. Then we can check the rest of the sides as well. So let's go ahead and check this side. Circle to the edge. This line aligns with this line so that we can start at 0. All right, so we have from here to here, it's between 50 and 60. So around 55-degree angle here. Okay. Next one here. All right, so align with the 0, and we travel here between 50 and 60, around 55 degrees. And actually, let's go ahead and label the angles we have measured. So this first angle was 70 degrees, so we write a 70, and this is the symbol for degrees. This one here was 55 degrees, and this last one was also 55 degrees. And one thing we should know is that all internal angles of a triangle need to add up to 180 degrees. And if we add up 70 plus 55 plus 55, we do get 180 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and label the rest of these as well. There you have it. We have our 3 triangles. So we have the right angle, obtuse triangle, and then an acute triangle. So next we're going to be drawing triangles by sides, and that will be here. The next triangle is going to be categorized by sides. And what we're going to do here is, again, make sure you have room between the triangles here. We're going to draw a base that is 2 inches in length. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark the midpoint of this line, which is at the 1 inch, which is there. Then I'm going to draw a dashed line. This will help with the construction of the rest of the triangle. So the dashed line will go 2 inches. So we'll have just dashes here, and then we'll go all the way to the 2-inch line point here. There we go. Okay. Next thing we will do we're going to use this point to start our next line. That's where our 0 is. And then this line, we want it to be 2 inches long as well. So what we do is we move the ruler until the 2-inch hits the dashed line. So then we finish. Here we go, we finish that. And again, for this last side, the 0 touches this point. We find where the 2 hits the dashed line. There we go. Okay. So this triangle, we will look at the sides, and all sides should be 2 inches. So we'll look at this first side. We have 2-inch side. The next side is also 2 inches. And the last side is 2 inches. So all sides on this triangle are equal. 1, 2, 3 sides. And this triangle is called an equilateral triangle. The next triangle we will be creating is the isosceles triangle. This triangle has only 2 equal sides. So the way we will draw this is we will start with a base of 3 inches this time. So make sure we draw that. And again, we're going to mark the midpoint. So the midpoint is between 1 and 2 inches. So here at the center at 1.5 inches. I'm gonna just draw a marking here. Okay. And then this time, I'm only gonna draw a dashed line that is 1 inch. Dash line up to 1 inch. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this point to this point. So let's see, make sure that this 0 and then we can see that the 2 inch here will touch the dashed line. And if it doesn't, just make sure you extend the dashed line a little bit. Okay, so that's a side that's 2 inches. This other side should also be 2 inches. So let's go ahead and draw that. So 0 and then 2 inches here. So there we go. So from here to here, 2 inches. This side is 2 inches and this side is 2 inches. So they are the same length sides. This one, again, we double check from 0 to 3. So 3 inch side. All right, 2 sides are equal. And this is again an isosceles triangle. Next we're going to draw a scalene triangle. The scalene triangle is going to have no equal sides. So the way we'll do that is we'll start with the base that's going to be a 3 inch side. From here to here, 3 inches. Then we're going to draw another side. This side is going to be only 1 inch. So 1 inch side. Right, so we have 2 sides drawn. And then last side, we'll just connect this one to here. Okay. And the length of this side is here. So it's under 3 inches. So closer to 2.5 inches. So we have a 3 inch side, 1 inch side, and approximately 2.5 inch side, a little bit larger. But we have no sides that are equal. So we have this side, then we have this other side, and finally we have this side. So there you have it. You have 3 triangles that are categorized by angle, and then 3 triangles that are categorized by sides. Keep in mind that for your kite design, you're going to choose certain triangles. So we will get to that later, but for now, we are going to transition into exploring quadrilaterals. Next, we're going to explore a few types of quadrilaterals. So that we'll have one quadrilateral here, another one here, and here, and here. So we'll have a total of 4 quadrilaterals. So let's keep in mind that quadrilaterals have 4 sides. So the first quadrilateral that comes to mind is actually a square. So a square has all equal sides. So let's go ahead and start by drawing a shape with all equal sides. The base will be 2 inches. Then we have 2 inches here. See, the third side will be 2 inches. Last side will be another 2 inches here. Okay, the first quadrilateral is a square. And again, all sides are equal, so we have this side is equal to this side, to this side, to this side. 4 equal sides. And all interior angles are going to be equal to 90 degrees. So we have this angle is 90 degrees, this angle is 90 degrees, this angle is 90 degrees, and last angle is 90 degrees. The next quadrilateral will be a rectangle. So we start by drawing a base of 3 inches this time. The next side will be 2 inches. The next side will be 3 inches. The last side is 2 inches. So we have a rectangle and it has 4 sides. Now with the rectangle, the opposite sides are equal to each other, but not all sides are necessarily equal to each other. So this side was from here to here 2 inches, and this side from here to here was also 2 inches, so they are equal to each other. This side from here to here is 3 inches, and this side from here to here is 3 inches, so those are equal to each other. And again with this rectangle, all interior angles are equal to 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and 90 degrees. The next shape is going to be a rhombus, and the rhombus has 4 equal sides, but only opposite interior angles are equal. So what does that look like? So we'll start again with the 2-inch base here. Okay. So that's one side. And we are going to create another side, which is 2 inches as well, because remember, they are all equal sides. Another side here will be 2 inches. So there we have it. This final side will be 2 inches. Okay, so the rhombus has all sides are equal. So 2 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch. Sides are equal. Interior opposite angles are also equal to each other. So this angle is equal to this angle, but these two angles are not equal to these angles. However, this angle is equal to this angle. The last quadrilateral we will draw is what is named a kite. So the way this works is that you have two sides that are equal to each other, and then two more sides that are equal to each other, but only two opposite angles are equal to each other. So how do we draw this? So I'm going to start by drawing a construction line. So I'm going to start with the dashed construction line, and I'll draw this line to be a 3-inch dash construction line. So there we go. Okay. Now I'm going to draw another construction line here. And this construction line is going to be 2 inches, but this dash line will intersect the midpoint, which is at 1 inch. There we go. Okay. So now I will connect these points here from here to here, from here to here, and I will close the rest of the quadrilateral like so. Okay, and there we go. So for this quadrilateral, we have this side and that side are equal to each other. This side and this side are equal to each other. When it comes to interior angles, only these opposite interior angles are equal to each other. This angle and that angle are not equal to each other. So there you have it. So now we have several types of triangles and several types of quadrilaterals. And the reason we want to know about these shapes is because these shapes are the shapes that we will be using for our kite design. So the next step we're going to do is just to label these. So we're going to use the sticky labels, and we're going to place a sticky label under each shape and just make sure we annotate, label them. That way we know what shapes we can work with, and we can easily choose and name the shapes we're gonna use for our kite design. There you have it. So we have labeled all our triangles and all our quadrilaterals. So let's go ahead and review some of these. So let's see, we have, alrighty, so here we have our right triangle, which has a 90-degree angle. Then we have the obtuse triangle, which has an angle that's greater than 90 degrees. So we have 110 degrees here. The last triangle by angle is the acute triangle, and we have all angles are under 90 degrees. So we have 70 degrees, 55 degrees, 55 degrees, and all internal angles have to be equal to 180 degrees. All right, so angles by sides, we have the equilateral triangle, and this has all equal sides. The isosceles triangle, which has 2 equal sides, and the third one is not equal to these 2 sides. Last one we have is the scalene triangle. None of these sides are equal to each other. All right, so that's for the triangles. Then we have the quadrilaterals, so shapes that have 4 sides. First one we have is the square. The square has 4 equal sides. Each of these sides are 2 inches. All internal angles, 1, 2, 3, 4, are 90 degrees. For the rectangle, close to a square, but in this case we have opposite sides are equal in length. So this is 2 inches, this is 2 inches, they're equal to each other. This side and this side are 3 inches and they are equal to each other, but not equal to the other sides. all internal angles are 90 degrees here. For the rhombus, we have all equal sides. They're all equal to 2 inches. In terms of internal angles, only opposite angles are equal to each other. So this angle is equal to this angle, but they are not equal to these 2 angles. But these 2 angles are equal to each other. Lastly, for the kite, we have this side and that side are equal to each other. This side and that side are equal to each other. And only these 2 internal angles are equal to each other. This one and this one are not equal to each other. For the next part, what I want us to do is use our math notebook, and we're going to sketch some drafts of the kites we might want to be building. One of the sketches should use triangles and the other sketch should use quadrilaterals. So we're going to start here with the triangle design. So I'll go ahead and just kind of mark it here. So triangle design. And what I will do is I will use my ruler. These are just sketches for our prototypes. We're not necessarily identifying all aspects, but just so we get an idea of what we want to work with. So my first design is going to be a combination of triangles. So okay, so I'm going to draw a triangle here. And here, another triangle here, and here, and then 2 more triangles. So this kite is going to have 4 triangles. Okay, so these are just initial ideas. So something like this. And then we will have some string. That is my first idea for a kite. The next idea will be the quadrilateral design. So just make sure I label the quadrilateral. Okay, so for this one, let's see. We want to make sure we use quadrilaterals. This one will be more of a 3D design. So what I'll do is just using my imagination. So this is about 5 inches. About 5 inches. This is going to be somewhat of a 3D looking design. Okay. So this kite will be a 3D kite. So these lines here will represent the structure of the kite, and then there are going to be some surfaces that will catch the air. So I will draw the surfaces like this, and another surface like this. Okay, so if we can imagine, this part here will be a surface that will catch air, and this part as well will be surfaces that catch air. And there you have it. We have a kite that uses the idea of quadrilaterals, and then a kite that uses the idea of triangles. So next we will look into becoming more detailed with our design. These are just prototypes, but we have a starting point. So in this activity, you learned about triangles and categorized them by angles or by sides. You also learned about quadrilaterals, and we use this information to draw some preliminary drawings of our kite design.